Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about AEW All In. It's finally happened. The big one, the big pay-per-view. I have been excited to go to this show. Had a really great time. Got a chance to do VIP stuff and everything. I've literally been over there for 12 hours. So from 9 o'clock to 9 is when I finally got on an Uber and got back to the hotel. Like, it's literally been the whole day. And, as tiring as it is, it just is all worth it when you sit back and think about all of that. And I'm just really excited about having to experience all that. I almost didn't even get in because the Uber driver was tripping. He passed the hotel and he said he picked me up, and I was like, bro, like, I'm literally here. So I almost missed being there for early access or whatever, and I would have been really upset if I did. But moving on to the actual results of the show, I have mixed emotions about certain things, and obviously I knew I wasn't gonna like everything. So let's talk about it. The pre-show, don't really care to get into. The pizza people was over there for no reason, teaming up with the conglomeration to go against Don Callis' family, which they deserve better. Sons of Texas was over there against STP, and I am so fucking over it. Oh my god. Y'all know I'm about to tear shit up in a minute. And then FTR and the Outrunners, which I felt like it didn't give me that vibe that what they gave on Collision the other day when they had their match. That match was excellent. This was something different that I wish it was given that type of vibe that we had from Collision. And I don't know. It could have been better for me, but whatever. Everybody was talking about the Outrunners new gear that inspired by Newports. We want Newports chant. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, let's get into what happened. We had the Trio Championship on the line. The Ops going against the Death Riders and Gabe Kidd. I had already told y'all, like, the Ops is not losing, especially with Gabe Kidd being there. I told y'all he's going to be going to Japan. There's no reason why he needs, just to be there for the match is nothing, but for them to win the titles when he is booked and busy. He's a champion in New Japan, and he's going to be in the tournament in, like, what, a week from now. So he's busy. He's just giving me a little appearance. Y'all should be grateful. The match was okay. I just thought it was okay, and I feel like this should be a new point for both of these groups. Well, especially Death Riders at this point, but for the Ops that I feel like haven't gotten a chance to do much with the Trios title. So I'm really hoping that with this is something that's gonna start this group onto the right path. However, after the Ops end up retaining, Samoa Joe gets laid out, and Homeboy is taken to the back in a stretcher and everything. Do I feel like it's part of the story? Absolutely. But why? I don't really know if there's like a real injury at hand or what they're trying to do. I'm not entirely sure. A lot of people kept saying that Hook was going to come on out there, and his ass didn't come on out there, so that's interesting. I forgot who it was, but one of the members in the group, when someone had posted how Hook was replaced by Hobbs, I think Hobbs had responded and said that Hook is still part of the Ops and he hasn't been replaced. So whatever that is, if it was me, I would have replaced his ass a long time ago. But that's neither here or there. The match was okay for an opener. So Casino Gauntlet, the men's, came up next. It was MJF and Pastor Briscoe to start the whole thing, and I actually like seeing them too in the ring. I'm kind of hoping there's still a beef going on between the two of them, and we'll just get something one-on-one between the two. But I'm not sure if they're going to go that route, especially how things have played out. Now, I don't remember the exact order of how everybody came out. But, we had Brody Kang, Beast Martos, Bandito was there. Everybody was loving Bandito, especially after that match he had last night with Takeshita at Supercard of Honor, which is one of my favorite matches of the year so far with Bandito and Takeshita. Who else? Josh Alexander was over there. And our boy Juice Robinson came back as well. So I was really excited about that. I don't know what it was. He looked so different to me, like really different. Is it the hair or I don't know. But he looks really different. I'm so happy to see that he's back. Kota Ibushi, I guess, he was there too. Takeshita was there. Max Caster came out there, and let me tell you something. Max Caster, he didn't even get in the damn thing. Before he can even get into the ring, I think they threw Anthony Bowens at him or something. I don't know what the hell happened, but he never got in there. So yes, Anthony Bowens, I guess they invited him to come on over as well, so he was there. Who else am I missing? Mystico, obviously we knew that. Ricochet as well, and Roderick Strong. It didn't give the vibe from last year. And one of the reasons why is interference. The Gates of Agony, while I did appreciate them gracing us with their presence, I felt like it was, so I think it was needed, but went on a little too long. I felt like they was going to keep helping Ricochet until Ricochet could have potentially won, which would have been the case if the guns didn't come out. So they came on out there, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is going somewhere. And they end up fighting, to the back or whatever. So that was okay. I didn't make a big deal about that because what that tells me is that maybe the company's ready to do something with these tag teams. That's one. And they're definitely trying to show you the alliance that Gates of Agony has with Ricochet. So that's another thing, too, for anybody that's been doubting them as a group. However, while I am not mad at the result, because maybe I might be a little biased, MJF ends up taking the win. I'm okay with this, and that kind of told me who was definitely going to win the main event. And him winning, I felt like, okay, another heel has won the gauntlet, and if anybody is going to cash in successfully, it's going to be MJF. So I know that's going to be something that we could look forward to in the future. I know some people are not liking it because, MJF has had quite a bit of opportunities within AEW, but I do feel like despite him being in the Herz syndicate, he's still kind of lost in the shuffle in terms of they've done so many big things with him within the company in this little bit of time that now we kind of got to shoot for the stars and bring him back up there. So, congratulations to MJF. We'll see where it's going for him. I didn't even know this, but I was already sitting down in my seat when I heard about how the title, well, I don't think they said that the title was vacant. I think they said was that there was a four-way to be number one contender or something like that. I don't remember. Whatever the hell was going on. And then here comes Adam Cole, who came on out there. And long story short, he said he's not even gonna mention retirement. I guess he's injured or whatever. And it made me feel bad about all that shit I said about him this week, because I was sitting over there in Collision and them, and I was just like, this guy is just in the worst shape I've ever seen. He doesn't look great. Like, I'm not even trying to say he needs to look like Powerhouse Hobbs or anything, but he doesn't really look good, and I don't know why. I don't really care to know why, but if he is sick, then he needs to take care of himself, or he's injured, he needs to take care of himself. He should have never won that title to begin with. Now, they're doing a four-way, which I did not understand why the four-way. Let me tell you why. Daniel Garcia, Kyle Fletcher. Y'all know I already said a million times that Kyle Fletcher is him and should have gotten that title. And they showed them two, and then all of a sudden they said Sammy Guevara, who was a former TNT champion. I was like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. You can put somebody who's won the title on the damn match. I guess that makes sense. And then they're gonna show Dustin. It said Dustin Rhodes, the friend of Sammy Guevara. I was like, what the fuck does friendship got to do with this? Like, why is he here? Didn't he just have a match in the pre-show? Didn't he just have a match the night before, last night at Supercard of Honor? Like, why is he here? And the match was alright. I'm not gonna lie. It's fine. Probably not my favorite of the night. And with that whole thing of just knowing that the title is vacant, what really made it official to me was when Roderick and Kyle came out there hugging Adam. I said, oh shit. Whatever it is, Adam Cole, whatever I said about you, I'm not taking it back. I'm just saying, baby, please get better, because I don't want anyone to be hurt, sick, injured, or whatever the situation is. But when I saw that Dustin was added to the match, I thought that was very strange. And I thought it was even stranger when he won. Something about him winning kind of felt really awkward. And being there, I felt like people were so surprised about it. Like, everybody seemed surprised about it, but also They ended up cheering for him and whatever. You deserve a chance or whatever. Anthony Khan. So if Dustin cannot or is barely defending the 2 Ring of Honor championships that he has, why are we throwing a AEW mid-card title on him? Am I against Dustin winning a title like this? Not at all. Was it his time? Absolutely not. He hasn't even competed for that title. In the present day, y'all had something cooking with Danny Garcia and Kyle Fletcher. I've been feeling like this whole entire time they've been building up Kyle Fletcher for that moment, and they didn't even give it to him. I would have ran it back with Danny Garcia and Kyle Fletcher again, and have Kyle Fletcher win. And even if it would have been Danny, that would have made sense because he was the last person to have it, and they've already been having this feud going on for a while. Dustin haven't been doing a damn thing in terms of this TNT title picture. This is one of those times where it's just like, we're in your hometown, your home state, whatever the fuck it is, I'm going to give you a title. People are begging for the Sons of Texas to actually be doing something on Ring of Honor with the titles that they have. Dustin has 2 sets of titles. Now he's another belt collector. I cannot even believe it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Dustin don't deserve it. It's not even that. Y'all was not even on that trajectory of him winning a TNT title. He was never in the picture to begin with. And if it wasn't for Adam Cole being sick or whatever it is that's going on with him, then they would have never put him in that match. So, honestly, it didn't really make sense. You mean to tell me all them people back there, Roosh sitting there not doing a damn thing, AR Fox not doing anything, a whole bunch of people that's back there. Some of the people that was in the gauntlet match could have been going in this 4-way. Dustin, I'm so sorry. I have nothing against you. I'm just trying to figure out, like, based off what's happening. It's the same people all the time. You have 2 sets of titles in Ring of Honor, and people are begging you to show up over there to go defend them titles. Let me move on because I'm not doing this today. Swerve Strickland and Bruv to go against the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks in that entrance, baby, I could have went to the bathroom and came back and back again. I don't know what it was, what that was. I'm over it. William had his little video game entrance thing, whatever. I don't know what it was called. I guess it was different from the one that he did last year, but like kind of similar. And then Swerve came out to his old theme. Was it? I think is it Shaka Khan who sings that song? Ain't Nobody. And it was JoJo Offerman who sang for him. If anybody didn't know, I thought it was okay in terms of entrance. They was giving a little bit of pay-per-view fashions, which I'll take. If I was doing it, they can do it too. The match I really did enjoy. I feel like they kept us on our toes the entire time. But I don't like the Young Bucks, but they're an amazing team. They really are. And we need more opportunities for them to do more with the tag division because there are really great teams and there's more that we can do. And even Swerve and William, who are really singles competitors, when they get together, I feel like they give us magic. I really do like them, like how they take the win with the hidden blade and house call combo. It's just beautiful. Like I was just like, holy shit, maybe I should call somebody and try this with somebody. Well, you know what, it probably wouldn't work out for me, but it seemed like something cool. I can literally see kids at home using their cousin as like a human shield or whatever and hitting a house call on them. Like that's so fucking cool. I don't know. Really great matchup. You guys remember that if they could not win, that they wouldn't be able to challenge for the world title for a whole year. And now that the Young Bucks have lost, they have given up their EVP status, which I think is awesome. So I know some people are saying that means that Swerve and William are EVPs. No, they gave up something. And Swerve and William was going to give up something. So they didn't trade because each other won or lost. They literally are not EVPs. All they have is their opportunities to still go for the titles since they won the tag team match. So really great matchup. Athena. I don't even need to get into the whole thing. Athena, like I said, end up picking up the win for the gauntlet match. And that's what I knew was going to happen. And Tony Khan, I appreciate y'all giving all these ladies this TV time, but this was a mess. This was a mess, and I'm going to tell you why. Y'all already tried that interference foolishness in the men's casino gauntlet. And I think what they were trying to do was put as much women as possible in the match, even if they weren't in the match. And that became really messy. People in the crowd just like, she's not in this match. Why is she doing all this? And I felt the same way. I was like, okay, I understand if somebody came to help somebody or whatever, but it's every person for themselves. And then y'all have all these cliques and groups getting together. People who's not even in the match are literally just fighting like they in it. And I was just like, yo, this is too much. This is too much. Like, when we were complaining about not enough girls, you gave too much girls. If it's X amount of girls supposed to be in the gauntlet, nobody else should have been there. And these are all the girls that we've been seeing the past few weeks. And it's like, all right, we've been seeing them all on TV the past few weeks. They got their little beefs and everything playing out or whatever. But during the casino gauntlet match, it didn't have to be like that. Just so you can give everybody a little TV time. Hardy Cameron is back though. She did have surgery on her nose, so I don't think she's back. But it's nice to see that she was out there and she looks good, even though she had like her face mask or whatever. I thought it was overly done. In terms of just having people out there just be out there. It's like, we need to make it make sense. It's a gauntlet match, the first women gauntlet match, and I think that it had potential to be much more. But I think the girls did the best that they could with this. It's just the drama just went on a little too much for me. Now, right person one, like I said, Athena. This makes me feel so good because we've been saying for over 2 years now, Tony Khan put Homegirl on the main roster, and this definitely lets everyone know that, hey, she will be on the roster, and whoever it is that's going to be having the AEW Women's Championship, they are definitely going to get that shit taken away from them. Now, speaking of championships, we do have the Herz syndicate going against Jet Speed and the patriarchy. Jet Speed and them, they regular songs or whatever. Our stepdaddy, they, same thing that they always do. But the Herz syndicate, they had like West Side Gun, MVP performing the song, which is pretty cool to hear them do live. It wasn't even that long ago when I found out that MVP was actually on the song. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Really good song, by the way, very catchy. Holy shit. MVP and MJF out there. Obviously, we knew that they were going to get involved, which they did. Shelton, Bobby, this is definitely one of their better matches that they've done. And I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to the point where they still be like Herz syndicate, but like doing their own thing, I think I'm gonna enjoy them a little bit more. Them into their own individual storylines and going against singles wrestlers. The team thing is okay, but it's fine. They do end up retaining, which I am okay with. It looked like Nick Wayne was upset that our stepdaddy ended up having them lose the match, which I was very surprised to see him being the one to get pinned. My initial thought was, isn't that what Jet Speed there for, to get pinned? Anyway, I was really surprised about that, and it gets good. First of all, I just gotta say, like, AEW gave y'all a lot of drama tonight, a lot of drama. So Nick Wayne, he seemed like he was angry that Christian cost him the match. And he goes and attack Christian. Mama Wayne is back there laughing and everything. I think she was tired of his shit anyway. And they were going to give him a concerto. And I was like, girl, you know exactly what's going to happen. Get your camera ready for Adam Copeland. And Adam Copeland actually come out there. You think you know him. I was like, oh, Lord, that man. Adam Copeland, he's like 50 years old. He can still get it. And he comes on out there. And he helps our stepdaddy. And he helps him up, and everybody was marking out about it. And when he helps him up, he gets on the mic, and he says, go, and then he says, find yourself. Y'all remember when Christian had said, go fuck yourself to Adam Copeland that night? That was wild. But he has to say, go find yourself. And he ends up leaving. Let me say, something about that felt rushed for them to get to that point. I felt like there should have been something happening in between that time. If you watched Ring of Honor last night, After Nick Wayne's match, our stepdaddy came out there, congratulated him, and acknowledged him in the middle of the fucking show, in the ring, and it seemed like there was no issues at all. So it does feel a little bit weird if you did watch Ring of Honor that it happened so quickly, like literally less than 24 hours between them, since it didn't seem like there was an initial problem, at least within the day. So a little interesting. Maybe Christian's going to take some time off. I don't know. But y'all already know before that these two guys retire, we will be seeing Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian again as a tag team. I don't know about winning titles, but we know that's happening somewhat in the future. Now, women's world championship on the line. Y'all not even gonna believe me about what I saw after the match. So, Mercedes, I love you. I really do. That train that she had with the that white train that she had with her, I didn't get a good look at it. But she had like a train, and on that had all the names of the girls that she's beaten. And I thought that was so cunty. I was like, yo, like this is just fucking fire. I loved it. But I just did not want her to win. I did not want her to win. Because as well as she's been doing, collecting all these belts or whatever, I really felt like it was so important for her to just focus on the women's division in terms of the TBS title, and someone else could be having the women's title, whatever. They tore it up. Her and Tony tore it up. And even if you were booing CEO because you really wanted Tony to win, like, you can't deny how talented that she is. Everything you can see is so calculated and precise for her, and she's like damn near perfect in terms of a female wrestler, or just a wrestler in general. The character, her moves, everything. I felt like Toni Storm. We had to do a couple of prayers for Toni Storm during the match, because I didn't think that she was actually going to win. But surprisingly, after like 3 Storm Zeros back to back, like Tony said, look, I'm not gonna let this bitch breathe. I'm gonna give her 3 of them back to back and pin this hoe. And she did, and won. When I tell you, when she won, that was the most relaxed I felt all night, because the whole night I kept thinking, day I kept thinking, holy shit, CEO's gonna win that title, and it's something about it made me feel stressed out. But after Tony ended up retaining, I was able to relax. Let my head down, and just like, all right, the right person won. But CEO, I mean, she needs a standing ovation. Honestly, I wish she would have gotten that. Despite her losing, she should have gotten a standing ovation after that. But they had to clear the way, because we had Kenny Omega. Lord, I touched Kenny this morning. Oh my God. So after the match, I was like, let me quickly go to the ladies' room before Kenny come out. I was like, I can miss Okada's entrance. I'm all right with that. But Kenny, no. When I went back there to go to the lounge, there was this poor young man who looked like he was near death, and I'm not even exaggerating. He has his big Mercedes Monet shirt. All the girls are fanning him, and they're trying to keep him calm or whatever. He is losing his shit over Mercedes losing. I have never seen a man look like that in my life. He's literally at my feet, and everybody's trying to help him, and I was just like, well, when are the EMTs gonna get here? And I couldn't stick around, because I knew Kenny was coming out any moment, and I wasn't gonna miss it. So the other girls, they got him, but I could not believe it. And I didn't take any pictures or record it or whatever, because I would hate for me to be doing that and somebody did that to me. So I obviously didn't do that, because I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but I could not believe what I saw. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget how that man was laid there on the ground, and I was just like, holy shit, like there's always EMTs in the building. Very interesting. Kenneth going against Okada for the Unified Championship title. It could have gone either way. And it was hard to predict in terms of what was going to happen between the two of them. And to be honest with you, I did say, like, Kenny should win because that's my guy. I love Kenny. I couldn't even believe I touched him today. I touched Kenny Omega. Lord have mercy. I couldn't believe it. I could just die right now, and everything's fine. Everything's fine. The match, I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. Obviously, they're older than the last match 7 years ago. And they've been in the ring several times with each other, and they've been just magical. If you're expecting that same type of vibe, then then you would probably be disappointed. I don't like to necessarily to look at people having rematches or being able to get in the ring again with each other and like to compare, especially with such a gap like that of 7 years of not competing against someone. So it's hard to compare because they're like at a different point of their careers right now. But I thought they did a great job. For me, I felt like if Okada was going to win, they need to step it up with him. Because they barely done anything with him since he's been over there. I would love for y'all to tell me Okada's best match in AEW, like without thinking about it. You don't know because like it's just haven't been. He's not horrible, but it's just like they barely did anything with the Continental title. The only thing that we really truly like about it is the tournament that comes around in December. Okada won. I felt bad for Kenny a little bit, but I kind of feel like like I said, they just need to do more with Okada. While they gave us a really great match, I really felt like either way it was fine. Okada ends up winning it all, and he's champion. A lot of people were disappointed, to be honest with you. And like I said, it's Kenny. Oh my God, I didn't even show y'all. Hold on. Let me show y'all. So, it's Kenny. Oh my gosh. There you go. There's his signature. So I did get that. I cannot wait to put that on my wall or something. I don't know. Anyway, Kenny can go home and relax or whatever the situation is. And they have to just do better and more with Okada. Moving on. Main event. The drama, once again. Moxley, we love you. We love you to be praying. Oh my God, Claudio. Hangman Adam Page versus John Moxley. Hangman in white, baby. Oh my God. Shit, I forgot what I was about to say because I just had that flashback of him with them white pants on again. It's really good. Texas Death Match. It did give us a slow start. We started off with forks, so we're just playing it safe with the forks, and then we started bringing it on to the barbed wires, and just gradually moving on up. We knew that the Death Riders was going to get involved. Marina was out there, Gabe was out there, the whole clan was out there, and it was just a matter of time of when they were going to get involved. It was pretty much Hangman versus everybody else. Not for the most part, but like when it really mattered the most, when Hangman was starting to get tired out, when they started already incorporating so many weapons within the match, it's when you started seeing that interference. Claudio is a real one. Oh my God, the Death Riders, I don't know what's going to happen at this point. With them getting involved, William came out first. William was like, fuck that shit. I'm coming out there and I'm going to help my bro. He comes out there and Death Rider snatches his ass up. The EMTs and everybody had to come and get him. The EMTs, those are the ones that should have been on standby for a homeboy that was crying about Mercedes. But they came and got William after they had attacked him. Claudio has, like, what he did, he put the chair on his back, like, kind of like, he opened up the chair, put it on his back, and then he stepped on it on his back. It looked brutal. Especially Claudio's a big guy. And then I kept thinking, all right, Swerve gonna come on and help. Everybody's just waiting on Swerve. Like, we're just like, Swerve, whenever you feel like coming on out, we'll just wait on you. And we were just gonna keep waiting. Marina was supposed to, she gave the necklace with a key to Moxley, and she was supposed to go get the briefcase. When she went under the time, the desk where they have the bell and everything, she bent down to go get the briefcase, but when she got up, she couldn't move because her arm was handcuffed to the table. And then everybody's like, "Oh, Swerve's gonna be under there. Swerve did it." Prince Nana came out, and I was just like, "Okay, well, Swerve, whenever you feel like coming out, we'll wait." And people was happy to see Prince Nana. I guess that was an indication that Swerve was gonna come out eventually. But then we get a video on the screen. After they had they had this, like, a size of, like, a fucking full size bed of just nails and everything. I couldn't even believe that they did all that. I don't know. This type of stuff really makes me feel sick inside or whatever. But I just closed my eyes whenever all that stuff with the weapons came on. So they were a bloody mess. Some video on the big screen came on. It was Darby Allin. Darby Allin on top of Mount Everest cutting a promo, whatever the hell he said. And then people were expecting for him to come out, but someone in a hoodie and a blue mask came and attacked. Who they attacked? Was it? Well, pretty much attacked all of the Death Riders, and it was fucking Danielson. And I said, the way Danielson was moving, I said, "Baby, you ain't nothing wrong with that neck. Ain't nothing wrong with that neck." He went out there and did a couple of things in the ring. I mean, nothing too crazy, but I shouldn't. At first I didn't notice that it was him because people thought it was Darby that came out in that hoodie, but Danielson's like 2 times the size of fucking Darby, so it couldn't have been him. It's the blue mask that gave it away, which is a Blue Panther mask. Y'all know that Danielson's favorite wrestler is Blue Panther, so that's what he was wearing. He's such a mark. And he even ended up getting them out of there because it was going to put open one of the plastic bags that they had put on Danielson onto Hangman, and that's what really set him off. But then here comes Darby coming out from the Raptors and everything coming down and all that shit. And I was just like, this guy never learned. Like, he's always giving you 100 when he should just be at a 9 or a 10. And everybody's losing their shit over it. And, he's throwing himself around, coughing, dropping, all that stuff. The typical thing. At that point, Hangman still hasn't won. And we're hanging on by a piece of thread with Moxley. And this is when I'm just like, I need the Prayer Warriors to come through. Because I actually would like to see Moxley retain that. I'm not about to be mad about it. And Swerve comes out. And he has the chain. And he actually just throws it into the ring. Basically saying, look, I'm not going to put my hands on nobody. I'm giving you the chain. You do what you got to do with it. And he just stands out to the side. Hangman uses it to choke Moxley almost to death, which is like a crime, right? Can we report him for doing that or no? And Moxley looked like he was like a fish out of water at that point. And he ends up tapping. And Hangman is the new champion. Am I happy for Hangman? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I wouldn't have been bothered either way. For me, it was, while the drama was good, a little bit over the top. I told y'all a while ago that I said they're going to give y'all the whole fucking bloodline rules, tribal combat type of bullshit. And they pretty much gave that. I wish things could have happened differently. But this is probably the best thing we're going to be able to do. Hangman's a new champion. And the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm just like, MJF, please don't. Please don't do this. Not right now. After everything that Hangman just went through, just don't do it. That would have been very interesting if Hangman would have came out. Or even if Athena would have came out for Tony Storm. He even did a speech and he said that how he's been miserable for the past 2-3 years and he's finally happy. And I thought that was just so cute. So cute. Overall, this was a really good show. It was fun. If you didn't go to the show, tell me what you thought about it. Cause like, I try not to be biased, but I actually did have fun, and enjoyed the show in its entirety. There was a couple of things that I didn't like. But overall, it's not bad. So we can go a lot of different ways at this point, in terms of everything that has happened tonight. And like, when it comes to All In, being their biggest show of the year, when we move on to the next day, we have to think of like completely new things and bigger things to have a bigger and better year than the year before. Like, All In should be like I don't know, New Year's Day for fucking AEW, some shit like that, where they're just pretty much, this is the beginning of the year, this is what we're doing, and then we're moving on. And I can't wait to see what's next. So I will see you guys on Wednesday for Dynamite. I will be doing a live stream and also will be doing a review. So see you guys then.